My name is Hope Gardner, Coloney Ro 351. We need help.
The Infinite Warriors are closing in. You saved us before. Bring the lady with the dark eyes. Bring Molly O'Sullivan. You can save us all.
Lord Jalda, human is here.
You are strong-arm.
Sally Armstrong. You know my interest. The humans.
Ramosans are not part of this war. Maybe I speak to Eminence. So when it wins this war, it will be a friend to Ramosa.
Ah, Liv, the fellow you let in, the doctor.
He's gone, Professor.
Good. A deluded lunatic.
What did he say?
That my research was a danger to the future.
Sometimes the best way to fight a fire is to make sure it doesn't get started. I'm taking away your matches.
Your mind opens, Doctor. We will take it completely.
Sounds like one of your typical schemes.
Oh, on the contrary. This is my master plan. Every eventuality has been considered.
You shall all fall to the might of the Infinite. Die!
You need to order your people back into the jungle. Hide.
We stand and fight. Run, warm blood, before I spill it.
Hi everyone, TARDIS Guy 123 here, doing another Doctor Who review. This time looking at the Big Finish box set Dark Eyes 3, or more specifically, The Death of Hope, which is the first episode out of 4 in that box set, written by Matt Fitton. All of them are written by Matt Fitton, and they all, of course, star Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor. So let's get into this. It is an amazing story. I'll say that right from the start. You know, it's set on a backwater planet, and the Doctor is very much not involved in this story for the most part. You know, he's there because obviously it's a Doctor Who story. You almost have to have him in this, but for the most part, it focuses on Alex McQueen as the Master, and I'll talk about how incredible he is in a bit. But for now, let's just go over a brief synopsis. No proper spoilers for this. You know, most of the stuff that you'll get from the Big Finish website and whatnot. You know, it's set on a backwater planet where the Master has arrived with Sally Armstrong and Molly O'Sullivan. So, you know, that's kind of like an interesting setup. And of course, it continues on from the end of Dark Eyes 2, which I haven't listened to yet. I do hope to at some point, as well as Dark Eyes 1. I've only listened to Dark Eyes 3 in this series because I got it while it was at the special pre-order price of £20. You know, because I don't really want to pay £40 for Dark Eyes 1 and 2 at the moment. You know, I hopefully will get them both at some point. But for now, Dark Eyes 3, The Death of Hope. And you know, it very much is about that death of hope in a lot of ways. So, yeah, it's kind of, as I said, set on a backwater planet, and you do get the feeling that the people living there are hopeless. They kind of like are starving and whatnot. And it's very interesting how the Master turns up and, you know, almost plays a parody of the Doctor. You know, he's almost mocking the Doctor in a way, but he's not there for their benefit. He's there to help himself and, you know, get what he wants out of it, and he can only do that by manipulating them. And that's an interesting side of the Master. We get to see him manipulating these people into doing what he wants and kind of like tricking them and whatnot. And while he does kind of end up helping them, I won't go into too much details about that, but you know, he still ends up being very manipulative in this story. And you also see that through Natalie Burt as Sally Armstrong, who, you know, will sometimes kind of like make a comment or a remark or something or question him. And, you know, all that funny nature that the Master, played by Alex McQueen, has, just kind of like disappears, and you get this really sinister kind of like talk to her. And, you know, he really does make it feel very creepy in those scenes and very sinister, and you make him feel like a threat. You know, he's not kind of like all silly and dancing about and whatnot like some of the Masters in the new series have been. So he is a genuine threat, I feel, and that's very strongly displayed here in The Death of Hope more than any other story in this box set, because of those scenes with Sally Armstrong, who is a great character, you know, in this, and she really does kind of like play that anti-companion role, you know, working with the Master and whatnot. It's very interesting, her character, and I won't go into too much depth about her. because you'll have to listen to it yourself and find out why she is so amazing and why Alex McQueen is so amazing, because he truly is amazing. I feel he's my second favourite master now, behind Roger Delgado. He is great. He truly is. He gets that balance of sinister and funny very right, you know, and you definitely get a good vibe off this master. You know, he's just got all the attributes that make him a fantastic master. So, yeah, then on to Paul McGann in this story, who is very much taking a back seat for this. You know, he's running commentary over the master in this story. Why? Well, I can't tell you that, but it's very interesting how it's played out and whatnot. And it's nice to have the Doctor not being able to help these people for once, and hearing what he says about the Master and whatnot. It's all very interesting, all that stuff. And then the Eminence in this story, of course, is throughout Dark Ice 3. If you haven't watched my review of Destroy the Infinite, then I'll say it here. I love the Eminence. I think it's a fantastic idea for a villain. I think it really does work. And, you know, it's got a threat level very high. And, you know, it's a threat to the Daleks as well. You know, even the Daleks are fearing it, and so are the Time Lords. And there's this idea all throughout Dark Ice 3 that the timelines hang in the balance. And if one wrong move could mean that the Eminence is dominating the universe. And, you know, that's a terrifying idea. And kind of like the idea that the Infinite Warriors are just walking corpses. You know, that wasn't displayed too much in, well, in any of these stories, or in, what's it called, Destroy the Infinite. It was probably displayed more there, to be honest, because that's kind of like the introduction story for the Eminence. But, you know, here, it is very much got a threat level, and this is probably its most prominent story in Dark Ice 3. It does kind of take a back seat, I'm afraid. In Dark Ice 3, it's more focusing on the Doctor versus the Master, which was Matt Bitton's brief for this. Or, well, not his brief. His brief in its most boiled down form. Of course, there was other stuff as well, I'm sure. But, you know, it mainly focuses on the Doctor versus the Master, and that means that the Eminence does kind of lose out a bit. But, you know, it's still very good in this, and especially this story. This is the one where it features most prominently, and it is amazing. Just that voice is so good, and the whole kind of idea of the Infinite Warriors is very good as well. And there's one scene in particular, which if you've seen this, you'll know which one I'm talking about. Well, it's where the Eminent, where someone gets turned into an Infinite Warrior, and then the Eminence talks with another Infinite Warrior. You know, that scene is very chilling. You know, it's very well done, and kind of like the idea that the Infinite Warriors question the Eminence as well. Kind of like the idea that they do have some form of free will, even if it's very little. You know, that's all very good, and that's very strong. So yeah, now moving on finally to Molly O'Sullivan, who in this story, you know, in the whole of Dark Ice 3, she's not really in it too much. It's more Nicola Walker as Liv Chenka, who plays a companion role, you know, and Ruth Bradley, I think it was because of her availability, meant that she had to sit out of this, but it's very interesting. I think she does a great job with it in this, and you do definitely feel like she's been twisted to work for the Master. There's just something off about her. And while I haven't really listened to too much of her before this, because I've only really listened to the trailers, but, you know, from what I can tell, you know, she's definitely very different in this, which is, you know, good, because it shows that she's being manipulated by the Master. So, anyway, I think that's all I've got to say about the Death of Hope. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and next week I'll be looking at The Rebel, the second part of Dark Ice 3, and then we'll move on to Master Plan, and finally Rule of the Eminence. You know, they're all very good stories. Oh, I've got to rate this one actually. 10 out of 10. Yeah, I'm going for it. 10 out of 10. It is a fabulous story. It truly is, and I just like that it focuses on the Master so much, as Alex McQueen does a great job as the Master. You know, it's very much the Master story with the Doctor running commentary, as I said before. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time, because now I'm off to listen to Mistfall, which was released today, and I'm very excited to listen to that after reviewing Full Circle yesterday. So check out that review if you haven't already, As I said, more reviews of Big Finish and Classic Who coming soon, so thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you all next time. Bye everyone.